All right, good evening. Welcome to Sean's Shakespeare. I'll be reading the first part of King Henry VI today. Act 1, Scene 1, Westminster Abbey. Dead March. Enter the funeral of King Henry V, attended on by the Duke of Bedford, Regent of France, the Duke of Gloucester, Proctor, the Duke of Exeter, the Earl of Warwick, and the Bishop of Winchester, heralds, and etc. Duke of Bedford. Hung be the heavens with black. Yield day to night. Comes importing change of times and states. Brandish your crystal tresses in the sky, and with them scourge the bad revolting stars that have consented unto Henry's death. Henry V, too famous to live long. England near lost a king of so much worth. Duke of Gloucester. England near had a king until this time. Virtue he had, deserving the command. His brandished sword died blind men with his arms. His arms spread wider than a dragon's wings, his sparkling eyes replete with wrathful fire, more dazzled and drove back his enemies than midday sun fierce bent against their faces. What should I say? His deeds exceed all speech. He nearer lift up his hand, but conquered. Duke of Exeter. We mourn in black. Why mourn we not in blood? Henry is dead, and shall never revive. Bassett of the Red Rose, or Lancaster fraction, a lawyer. Mortimer's keepers. Upon a wooden coffin we attend, in death's dishonorable victory. We with our stately presence of glory, like captives bound to a triumphant car. What, shall we curse the planets of misshape that plotted thus our glory's overthrow? Or shall we think the subtle-witted French conjurers and sorcerers that, afraid of him, by magic verses have contrived his end? Bishop of Winchester. He was a king, blessed of the King of Kings. Unto the French the dreadful judgment day, so dreadful, will not be as was his sight. The battles of the Lord of his hosts he fought. The church's prayers made him so prosperous. Duke of Gloucester. The church, where is it? Had not churchmen prayed, his thread of life had not soon decayed. None of you like but an effeminate prince, whom, like a schoolboy, you have overawe. Bishop of Winchester. Gloucester, what are we like? Thou art proctor, and lookest to command the prince and realm. Thy wife is so proud, she holdeth thee in awe more than God or religious churchman may. Duke of Gloucester. Name thy region, for thou outlovest the flesh, and ne'er throughout the year to church thou goest, except it to be prey against thy foes. Cease, the Duke of Bedford. Cease these jaws, and rest your minds in peace. Let's go to the altar, heralds, wait on us. Instead of gold, we offer up our arms, since our arms avail not now that Henry's dead. Posterity await for you wretched years, when at their mother's moist eyes babes shall suck. Our isle be made of marish of salt tears, and none but women left to wail the dead. Henry the Fifth, thy ghost I invocate. Prosper this realm. Prosper this realm. Keep it from civil broils. Combat with adverse planets in the heavens. A far more glorious star thy soul will make than Julius Caesar or bright. Messenger. My honourable lords, heath to you all. Sad tidings bring I you out of France, of loss, of slaughter, of discomfort. Genuine Champagne, realms, ruin, Orleans, Paris, are all lost. Duke of Bedford, what sayest thou, man? Before dead Henry's corpse, speak softly of the loss of those great towns. We'll make him burst the lead and rise from death. Is Paris lost? The Duke of Gloucester. Is Paris lost? Is ruin yielded up? If Henry were to call life again, the news would cause him once more yield the ghost. Duke of Exeter. How were they lost? What treachery was used? Messenger. No treachery, but want of men and money amongst the soldiers is the muttered that here you maintain several factions, and wheels to field should be dispatched in fault. You are disputing of our generals. One would have lingering wars with little cost. Another would fly swift, but waste wings. A third thinks without expense at all, but by guileful fare, words peace may be obtained. Awake, awake, English nobility! Let not such dim your honours new beget. Cropped are the flower de luce in your arms of England. Coat, one half is cut away. Duke of Exeter. Were our tears wanting this funeral? These tidings would call forth their flowing tides. Duke of Bedford. Me, thy concerned regent, I am France. Give me my steeled coat. I'll fight for France. Away with these disgraceful wailing robes. Wounds will I lend to the French, instead of eyes to weep their intermissive miseries. Enter a second messenger. Lords, view these letters, full of bad mischance. France is revolted from the English quite, except some petty towns of no importance. The Dauphin Charles is crowned king in Reims. The bastard of Orleans with him is joined. Duke of Anjou doth take his part. The Duke of Alenflint at his side. Duke of Exeter. To Dauphin crowned king, and fly to him. Or whither we fly, this reproach. Duke of Gloucester. We will not fly, but our enemies' throats, Bedford. If thou be slack, I'll fight it out. Duke of Bedford. Gloucester. Why doubt? Thou forwardness, an army have I mustered in my thoughts, wherein to France is overrun. The third messenger. My gracious lords, to add to your laments whereat thou know King Henry's hearse, I must inform you of dismal fight betwixt the stout Lord of Talbot and the French. Bishop of Winchester. What? Wherein Talbot overcame is so. Oh, third messenger. Oh, no. Wherein Lord Talbot was overthrown, the circumstance I tell you, more at large. The 10th of August last, 'tis this dreadful lord retrieving from the siege of Orleans, having full scarce 6,000 in his troop, by 23,000 of the French, was round, encompassed, and set upon. No leisure had he to enrank his men. He wanted pikes to set before his archers, instead whereof sharp stakes plucked out of hinges. They pitched the ground confusedly to keep their horsemen off breaking in. More than 3 hours fight continued, whereat